Man, we are at the used to be horse arena here at Camp Pendleton, thanks to Mr. Jeff Tilton from Semper Ride, which is awesome. Put this deal together for us. This is a second camp, actually the third camp that we've done for the Marine Corps, and I would say by far the best. The venue was the best for us, and we had, the great thing about the last 2 days is we had 30 guys, and 90% of those 30 guys had never ridden or were just starting to ride, or I just bought a street bike, I just started riding 6 months ago, I want to get a street bike, I want to start riding, and we gave them all a new profound respect for motorcycles, let alone the little bitty, 125, 10 horsepower motorcycles. We teach motorcycle control technique. We get people out of their comfort zone, over the edge, beyond that line of control, and teach them how to get back in the line of control when the bike's out of control. But we do it all at a slow speed in a controlled environment on little bitty dirt bikes, crashing their brains out, having a ton of fun. Your average street rider, and probably 9 times out of 10, and this is my sales pitch, is those people never feel what a motorcycle feels like out of control. And when they do, it's usually one of those moments, and they're not sure, and their reflexes are the wrong ones. And we can do that, and the consequences of something exciting happening, they're crashing their brains out, or they might need a little bit of Advil or an ice pack at the extreme case. Your average street rider never ever has that situation. There's never a point where they can get in a full 100% threshold panic braking situation without usually the consequences being something spectacular.
I have very little experience. I've ridden street bikes and I've ridden dirt bikes a few times, not too many, but basically no experience. I think I've progressed a lot. I would definitely feel comfortable getting on a bike that I've never been on, hopping on a track, and being able to go around the track, not feeling nervous I'm going to run into anybody or crash or wreck or anything like that. So if we get more of these camps on base, I think it's going to provide a lot more awareness, a lot more safety to these riders, rather than, you hear every weekend having a wreck or someone die. This can definitely bring up a lot more awareness for that.
The instructors out here, they know us. They know what works for Marines. And what they do is they take these cones here, and they take these cones and they say that represents a car, that represents a guardrail, that represents dirt in the road, that represents debris, anything like that. What is on the road, for instance, and basically anytime you touch it, if you even nick a cone with your boot, with the rear tire maybe, or accidentally knock it over or whatever, you're in for 20 push-ups. So I think a few guys out here have gotten themselves up to about 100 push-ups in one day.
It's ridiculous.
Who's taking pictures of them?
Josh Hayes, who else?
Everybody from people who haven't hardly ridden before to me and Danny, pros out there bashing each other up, having a lot of fun. It's just, it's such a good tool that you can use. But, and it's really hard to give you a direct correlation of how riding a mini bike in the dirt teaches you a whole lot about riding a road race bike, because quite honestly the styles and a lot of things are quite a bit different. But what it does do is it gives you a lot of tools of bike control, muscle memory, so that whenever the bike's doing something that's awkward or unfamiliar, you know how to handle yourself. You learn balance on a motorcycle. And I've always been a believer, road racing is what I do for a living. I don't get to practice it that often, so I learn a lot riding on a dirt bike, learning how to balance, let the bike move around, do different things, and learn how to save myself in those different scenarios so I can stay off the ground.
Hey, you're gonna buy a bike, go do at least a one-day class, because now you're gonna get comfortable with the bike on something you're not really gonna get hurt on. You can still get hurt on any kind of motorcycle, but especially these speeds and the way they control it here, and if they see you doing goofy things, they stop you right away.
With that been around a while, got the big experience, hey, I've been riding for 10, 20 years, it doesn't matter. They get out here, I'm seeing them fall, because they realize, wow, it's a whole different paradigm shift. You got the street riding, then you come out here and you do some dirt riding, and you put that whole repertoire together, and of course doing things safely and understanding the techniques I think it'll make you a better rider.
Start small, ride something you can have a ton of fun with the consequences being no big deal if you wad it up. You know, you don't have to go out there and spend all your money on the biggest, baddest motorcycle. You're gonna ride it once. You're gonna crash it once, you're gonna be done. That's it. I don't know, start small. Go ride in the dirt, man. You can do all kinds of crazy stuff in the dirt. You might get hurt, but you're not gonna get killed.